guess just picking up from last time, I mean, we had that episode where, you guys shared a bit of your journey to where we are. So, and thanks again for, coming back on this episode so we can explore more the stuff that you're doing, the community and the projects. I think, it would be good to just have this episode for that. So I guess we can probably just pick it up from wherever you think is the right place in terms of the research center and the journey and the vision and how maybe just a bit of background, how all of that began, and then we'll pick it up from there in terms of the purpose, the function and the vision, and going forward, what everything is going to look like. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Thanks, Alex. Yeah.
That's good.
And so do you pick it up, Jorgen or Ghazala?
Jorgen is good to pick it up. I think Jorgen is the man that actually had this vision, 4 years back. So if he can pick up from his vision and where we are today, and I'll add input to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, this little seed which started up to build a research center, which is the heart of this community, which is also our mother company, if we're going to use this term, but people are familiar with, which is, and we are doing this for whatever we do, we're doing everything for the next generation. That's why we call it Next Generation Research Center. And I have pretty recently, actually not just looking at next generation, I actually have recently, because I've been thinking about that long time ago, doing that in 7 generations. So it's a little bit hard to describe without that being too much of new age, but I'm really acting on this 7 generation thought.
Yeah.
And it's almost involving all this generation at the same time, because the speed of not what we think, what we want, what we wish is actually happening. It's not like we have past, wish, we want, we're going to find. We have, that's his past. That's it. So that's his basic. But if I'm going to look back to it, this was the whole idea, is to build a city, a smaller city with the most beautiful surrounding. You have 100 degrees of the ocean sea, which is you have the sunrise, you have the sunset, and then you have a chain of mountains, which is it's almost like the mountains almost talking to you, because you feel it's such a strong, powerful energy there. And between there, you have a gorgeous nature, and there is where we're going to be. There is what we're going to be. There is what we are actually right now. And since I've been writing a book, my third and my last book, which is actually going to be translated in English. That was actually something decided yesterday, which is actually, I used the English word for it because Swedish is not really telling exactly what it is. So the book is named Compassion. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's not just a little bit of a sweet little story about compassion and let's be nice to each other. No, it's a science-based, solid research. What will be if business actually applied compassion? What would be if education, like school system, would apply compassion? And what is the whole society with the infrastructure is really the value of compassion. It doesn't mean that we're going to pick, okay, no, sorry, you are not qualified here. Okay, you are qualified here. But we're going to be clear that is the vision, okay? And also there is so much research science since years back. I know one of the main research about compassion, Emma, which is the main research at the Stanford University, which I know very well. There is so much solid actually about compassion that businesses seem to be extremely successful.
Yeah.
Okay? And it seems like all the employees, everything from the top to the bottom, are much more satisfied. They're feeling this drive of purpose, and they feel with this meaningfulness. So that is basically the whole vision, the whole idea. So let me take that to, so the whole research, which is today, as I don't know if I mentioned that, because it's growing every day, okay? But now it's around 450 researchers actively will be involved in the whole project. There is 16 universities all around the world which is supporting the project. One is Harvard and one is Cambridge, and I don't have to introduce to tell that one is number one and one is number two.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, and still I have to come from this very humble, like, this cannot be like an ego thing. No, it's not me doing it. It's like we are doing it. Okay. So to be able to do that, as I said, people have to be somewhere where to live. We need to build but we're not going to just build up properties. Okay. You know, say like, it's not, no, we have like two main top architects who have like a doctor is to architect with the nature. It's like what you are like, you are looking at like, no, like the Mother Earth, the nature is invite us. So we have to provide, not to destroy it and just put up, like we talk about beautiful property. And we are right now, we start now in August, 400 properties. But it will build in phases, which is, as this time, we talk about around 3,000 properties, something like that. I have to say, property is not my background. I mean, it's like, but it's Ghazala, which is, this is how we do it. I know what my position and what my journey, and Ghazala knows her thing. But I got to tell you this, I have never got more skills during this like last 6 months about properties and how to build it and what kind of quality and even like everything, because it's not going to be like, everything we're going to use like the latest cutting edge energy system, the whole, when talk about like the whole environment, how we are taking care of, as you know, like when you're building up like a community. So everything is always the next generation. It's always the cutting edge, latest like research, and and also what is like going to be like doing like a lot of research. What we can, because we're doing a lot of research about the research. Okay? In every little area, including how it's going to be built, how the resources are going to take care of, how like the finances, what kind of money, how it's going to like in this ecological system. So people who is going to like buying like property, which is like because people has to live, and there's also going to people that because who is like investing. We have people lined up who has reserved a lot of property, but it's so there is obviously like a fantastic investment opportunity. If you look, because if you look at in the Mediterranean, Italy, French Riviera, Spain, or like all the kind of thing, the price as it is right now is approximately 25, sometimes 20%, up to 25%. If you look at the location compared to the other countries, what I was mentioning, and the cost of living is maximum 20% compared to a country like myself, Sweden, and also a country like UK. So you can live really with high standard quality on all different levels, okay? Because you can imagine to build up a whole city with 3,000 property, and that is just the start, okay? That's just because we are like vacuum cleaning basically the whole NorthCyprus as it is right now. Because we are like, it's obviously I'm not stupid in the sense that I am not like just like a new age, let's do this. I'm holding the vision. I mean, I am a very structured, down to earth guy. Okay, so we need to have money. Okay, we need to have money to be able to that this is going to happen. So there is so many pieces of this that people with a good heart, sharp mind, there is a fantastic fantastic investment possibility right now. Because as you know, when more people are gonna like come in and we're like gonna build, I mean the price is gonna go up. This is just a normal standard. So it can never ever be better than what it is right now.
No.
Never ever. And it's going to be people who is like to think about this like-minded people and sort of kind of conscious. And I don't want to really put in is like there's good people and there's bad people, but still understand the values of what we're doing. If it resonates with what I'm saying, I'm going to tell you this. You're going to be in probably the most innovative, the most fantastic surrounding around people where you're going to feel like every day is a blessing to be here of what everything is going on. So, I think I'm going to wrap it up like that.
Just a couple of points to clarify. So in terms of the research, is there a specific particular field? Is it like medicine related, ecology or environment?
Absolutely.
Or it covers a broad area?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's the first part. And then the part about the community. What is the timeline and the phases? Is this going to be in the next 5 years, 10 years complete? And where do you see everything going in timeline?
Okay. Thanks God I can answer all these questions. Okay. So the research aiming is 4 areas. Okay. Is what we call life science, which means that you are developing different kind of medical treatment, which is non-invasive, very solid research based, and they are it's basically to strengthen the body's own ability to heal. Not like just like let's take in whatever. No, really solid research based stem cells. When we're looking at different kind of like IV treatments, because we're going to have like the most advanced brain scans, which is 3-dimensional with the best skillful like medical doctor and like research about like so everything, and also epigenetic research, which is more that not that finding all the problem in the DNA, more look into like, okay, here we have like a DNA with like the gene variables are not as strong. How can we affect it? How can environment affect it? So we're going to have an output from the DNA, like what is called gene variable. So the body can actually heal it, but also prevent it. That's what is called epigenetic. Mean that with the right kind of treatment, things like that, we are actually giving the body a possibility to like heal it by itself. So, and obviously that is my areas, and I could go on forever, but just to give you a little bit of some kind of idea. The second one is education, and there we have already the top people in my country, Sweden. There is actually 6 of them right now. We are looking at 2 different things here now. First thing is to build up the first one in the world, a global scope, okay? In the nature and like a global scope. When it's going to be like a Swedish classroom, American, UK, Italy, Spain, German, Japan, whatever, like built up. So that's going to be like infrastructure. So students can move from one classroom to another classroom. Okay. So there is people will have been open up schools internationally where I have put the right kind of people. So that is one thing. The other thing is, which is a little bit hard to describe very easily, but I have a son. He is 13 years old. Okay. He's a wonderful little boy. But if I gave him 2 choices, do you want to study like school thing, or do you want to go gaming? which one would you like, my son? He would always say, Dad, please, I want a gaming. Always.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have 4 programmer like doing programming, and also people who is like have been in the school. There will come another 11, which is actually just guys like, and we're going to build up a whole new. We start with the international, which is like English, because, for example, my son, when we were in Sweden, he went to like an English international school. So we start with that. So it's going to be a interconnected interaction, like a gaming, where it like when it's going to be like rewarding. So hopefully the students is going to like, wow, I want to go to school now. This is so cool. So we are putting in enormous effort and funding that kind of project, which is also I put researcher on, which we research on the whole project, both this global school and this kind of things here. The third one is energy. This is basically is like looking into the cutting edge. What kind of energy resources is it today when we are not invasive to Mother Earth? Okay, when we're using system, when we're supporting Mother Earth and the nature and the ocean and the sea and all this kind of thing, which is I know there we have 3 different projects which is going to exploding basically probably this fall or something like that, and then there is environment, and also there is already research based thing, but they have never come out to the market because the fundings is not there. Why? Simple. Because the petrol, the oil industry, all the kind of things or whatever it is, obviously is like, okay, we don't really want this. So because then we're going to lose a lot of money. So we're going to, I don't want to say force because I don't like the word force, but it's more like they're doing something. So the petrol industry and all the kind of thing is like, okay, we have to change. We just have to change. And then there is environment, which the environment and the energy, they will have a lot of interconnection. And there is, since we are discussing with approximately 20 countries right now, the next one will be in the Gold Coast in like Australia, and the third one will be in Tuscany and then in Italy. So it's basically like copy the whole concept and put like researcher on this kind of thing. So these are the 4 areas really.
Yeah. Wow, that's great. That's quite an extensive project, isn't it? Extensive areas that you're covering there.
Yeah, and I can tell you this: I have not even told you 5% what is going on right now. This is how big it is, and it's exploding right now. Just this morning, I got like 6 researchers. Not just directly all of them. There was someone know someone, and when I look at this name of the researcher, I feel like, wow, we are not talking about just doing like little research there and there. We are talking about a global movement of things to really changing the world. It's very strong word, which I have to be careful because in other words, there is people going to say, oh, okay, here we go again, like another guy's going to change the world. But no, it's me. No, it's not me. But if I look at all the people with the skills and experience, I realize, no, that is the movement, what is going on right now. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. And
then,
no, go on. I was just going to check in terms of the involvement and the support and the funding and how people get involved. What is the structure around that? Because obviously you've got funders or governments or people, and then is there a role that ordinary people or people who would like to get involved?
What I would do, I would tell as a startup, and then I will let actually this beautiful lady take over because then she can explain more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that I am personally and the whole project is supported by the government. And I, on a personal level, got to know every minister, the president, everything, and what they have supported, and also what is in the pipeline, which I can't really tell because that decided yesterday, but there's no paper. Is then I realized, oh my God, like the government is really it's there now so we can reach it to like a totally different level, which was a fantastic level before. And I will tell you that probably next week what that's it, because then we have like all the proper papers signed like that. But the research center, which is the heart, which is this hub of the whole community, Next Generation Research Center, it is an old, beautiful hotel, which is next to the ocean, next to, because we own like our own harbor. It's a huge place. That will be a renovation started next month in April, and that will take approximately 6 months. So then, but that will be done like in sections, so we can already take the first researchers now in May. But we have also like a 10 stores building in the middle of arena. Which is actually hospitalizer, where we can actually get started right away. So it's a little bit out of there, but there is like, since we got like this hospitalizer, we will have stem cells research and stem cell treatments there, and like few other operations also. And the property things, which is very intensive, is now in the planning with architect and like everyone which is involved in that. And we will start that kind of project with the 400 property, which a lot of us or actually is already reserved, in August. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, that's all right. Thanks, Jorgen. That's a lot of information there. And I think you mentioned, Ghazala can pick up on some
exactly. Because from there, this is not my area. But I gotta say this, God, I have learned a lot about properties the last 6 months. It's just unbelievable. But the really expert in this is actually Ghazala, over 20 plus years of experience. So yes, over to you here.